let's take another example of parse tree. So I am going to take another example. In previous video we have taken one example, s produces ss slash s produces bracket s bracket close slash double brackets, and we have derived rightmost derivation tree and leftmost derivation tree. So to continue with that thing, let's again use one grammar. So I am going to write one grammar, that is E produces E plus T slash T, T produces T star F slash F, and F produces ID. Now I am going to design leftmost derivation tree and rightmost derivation tree, both derivation trees for this particular grammar LMD RMD. Now whenever I want to design any tree, for that be careful, we require one string. So which kind of a string I should take? So let's take one string ID plus ID star ID. Now suppose this is one string, so let's try to design leftmost derivation tree and rightmost derivation tree. So what I want ID plus ID star ID. So how to proceed? Once again, for leftmost derivation tree or any kind of derivation tree, I need to start with starting symbol, that is E. So let's again first of all derive leftmost derivation tree. So I am starting with E. Now to get plus, what I need to do, I need to deploy certain rule which is having plus. So let's do the numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5 rules. So which rule I should take? So I'm going to take rule number 1, which says E produces E plus T. Now I got plus sign, which is this plus. Before plus I require ID. So in leftmost derivation, what I am going to do? I have two variables E, T. So which I should further derive, that is E. So I am going to utilize this thing, and with respect to my string which says that before plus I require only one ID, so I need to convert this E in such a manner that I'll get only one ID. So how to proceed with that thing? So let's see if I can convert this E by using rule number 2 into T. Then T can be converted into F, then F can move into ID. So I'm going to utilize all those stuff which says E is producing T, and again I have two T's, and the leftmost variable is this T. So I am going to utilize this, and T is producing F. Once again from F and this T, I am having the leftmost this F. Then F is producing ID. So here I got one terminal, two terminal, and there is only one variable, that is this T. So I got ID plus. Now I require after ID plus, that is ID star ID. So let's move, or grammar says that to get this thing, I got this thing, to get ID star ID, what I require this particular rule, that is rule number 3. So I am going to utilize rule number 3, which is T star F. Now T star F, what I can do? Now in T star F, leftmost one is this T. So I am going to convert this into F. then f can be converted into id. So I got id plus id star. Now only one variable left, that is this f, and by last rule it says f produces id. So how to read this string? Once again, string always from left to right, which says id plus id star id. Reading is always from left to right, so it gives id, then it moves plus, then next terminal id, next terminal star, and next terminal id. So we got our desired string. Now if I'll move into the rightmost derivation tree, again it starts with starting symbol which says E produces E plus T, or E produces T. So which I should prefer? So I can use any one, so I'm going to start E produces E plus T. Now in rightmost derivation, what it says? It says that I need to solve the rightmost variable first, which is this T. Now for T, what I'm going to do? I'm going to utilize, because E plus, so ID plus ID star ID, so what I'm going to do? T star F. Now I have three variables, E, T, F. Now out of three variables, which one is the leftmost one? So the leftmost one is F. So I'm going to solve this F, which says F is producing ID. Now I got ID star, and here I have E plus T, and E and T, the rightmost one is T. So I'm going to solve this one, which says T is producing F. Now from E and F, the rightmost one is F, so I'm going to solve this. F is producing ID. And finally, since there is only one left, so what I'm going to use, that E is producing T, T is producing F, and F is producing ID. So again, if I want to form the string, I'm going to read from left to right. So in this manner, I got left to right ID plus ID star ID, ID plus ID star ID. In this manner, I got my string from both ways, leftmost derivation tree and rightmost derivation tree. So here we have taken one example and we have generated or derived leftmost derivation tree and rightmost derivation tree from given grammar and given string.